Okay, I think we are live. I'm going to get a mic check real quick, make sure the audio is good. Good to see everybody tonight. Favorite time of the week. I'm telling you, favorite time of the week. So talk a little shit in the garage, have a little fun with some of my car friends here. So I think we managed to take care of most of our. Can you guys hear me pretty good? Let me go ahead and fix this audio part. We good? All right. I can't hear myself in the other screen, but that's fine. So anyways, thank you guys for joining us again this weekend on our Sunday. I'm telling you, this is the funnest time of the week because I get a chance to actually just kind of go improv with you guys and just talk a little shit on little garage shit on a Sunday. And I appreciate everybody for stopping in. So if you got any tech questions or something that you want to talk about car related, hit me up in chat. I'm always open book to try to help people out on the channel. It's just kind of what we do. It's kind of the way we handle things here on the live stream. So if there's something that I can help you with, most likely somebody probably will. So big shout to, Chris, Infamous Project last week for joining us on a live stream. I thank you so much for taking the time to collaborate with us here on our channel. We're going to look forward to doing a podcast with Chris and Infamous Project and on his 5-0 podcast soon. So big thank you once again. I think that was a pretty good. What do you guys think? That was a pretty good. Live stream. Got a couple of them coming up. In the next few weeks. Most likely, I've talked to Foxcast Media, and I've talked to Caleb Richards and Brutal Nakia. And we're going to be doing some collaboration as well when we can get the time. Well, probably won't be on a Sunday night. Most likely it'll be on a channel on a time that we can get with Nakia because he's real busy or whatever. So yeah. Anyways, happy Mother's Day to those mothers out there who might be watching our channel, and big shout to you guys. We wouldn't be here without them. So if you didn't get a chance to, make sure you call your mom, tell you love her. It's Mother's Day. Don't be like that. It is what it is. But anyway, I think somebody said in chat today, happy Mother's Day to those people who drive automatics. I'm like, that's not nice. Stick shit for life. Stick shit for life. I didn't say it, but I thought it was kind of funny. Anyways, automatics are fine. Anyway, so we're talking about scope creep tonight. Real quick, big shout to all my channel members in chat, guys in green. Check out the join button, become a channel member. We've talked about a lot of things on the channel that you guys may not see in regular chat behind the scenes. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. And big thanks to Tremick McLeod, Stiflers, Hanlon Motorsports, Anderson Ford Motorsports, TI Dyno, Super Coops. Thank you guys for what you guys do for our channel. Anyway, Trick Flow. I keep forgetting that's new to this year. So anyways, we put out a video last week where we brought the 393 home, and obviously you see it still sitting here on a stand. I didn't get a chance on Saturday because I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes you mess things up. I told my members today, I'm like, dude, I hate brakes. So one of the major issues that we've been having with the white car this past couple weeks, past month, is brakes. So we've literally replaced everything. But guys, if you're going to buy brakes and you're going to put brakes on your car, or we took the axle out and we were chasing gremlins and we're just throwing parts of the car, and it's ridiculous because you start getting into the scope creep. And I'll talk about its definition here in a second. But while I'm here, I'm going to change this. And while I'm here, I'm going to add that. And it's just a facade that we tell ourselves. And we end up spending way more damn money on it. But I'll get into that here in a minute. I put my rear calipers on backwards. Not backwards, but on the wrong side. I'm chasing I've been chasing a spongy pedal, right? And I'm just like, man, I can't take this out in the track. I'm going to get killed. It's ridiculous. So I've changed the calipers. We're going to send it wasn't in vain though, because I'm going to put those calipers on the coupe, right? No big deal. I had to get front calipers anyways. So I put the new ones on. We put new lines in. We put new pro valve, a power booster, which all seemed to help. But in the end, the one thing I said to myself, and I'm going to just admit it because I don't give a damn. We changed the axle. We had really good brakes at the end of 24. What happened that changed it all? Because the car ain't moved since plates in 28 when it ran at 570. I took the axle out. So I said, it's got to be something in the axle. So knowing what I know about the front calipers, right? With the bleeders and there's like 4 bleeders on a strange caliper. So you bleed the bottoms and then you bleed most of the air out of the top. And I said, well, maybe we ruined the calipers in the rear. They have been through a little bit of war with us. And I come to find out that my bleeders were on the bottom. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. So for you guys that know anything about brakes, when you bleed your brakes, bleeders up. And yeah, that's what we got on the thumbnail. It says, I hate brakes because, I must have had a brain fart that day when I was putting that axle together, wasn't paying attention. So it happens. It is what it is. Classic case of throwing parts at the wall until one of them stick to it, right? Ridiculous. Anyway. Yep. Scope creep, the unauthorized or controlled expansion of project beyond its initial targets to tend to increase a project's life cycle. In other words, you spend too much damn money. Y'all didn't know that was an actual thing, was it? Hell, I didn't know it was a thing until I'd seen it on TikTok. I'm sitting here talking to myself over here. Like, we scope creep everything. While I'm here. How many of you guys in chat right now are doing that exact thing right now? Scope creep. Your intentions of this project has been extended because while I'm here, I'm going to wait and buy that. I'm going to wait and buy this. And I'm going to make sure that, because I got to chase this extra 3 horsepower or extra, extra car show, whatever. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. New t-shirt, bleeders up. Big thanks, Daniel. You've been a member for 4 months. Appreciate you guys. Have you checked the brake pedal? No, everything's good now. I mean, I'm pretty confident that this was our problem because when you have bleeders down in the rear, you're going to get a spongy pedal because there's never going to get the air out of the back. So that's why I explained that explains why you pump the brakes and it comes to, because there's just air in that caliper. Plus they weren't moving very well either. They've been through war with me the last 4 years. So anyway, let me go ahead and catch up here on the Donna. What's up, Super Dave? Good to see you. KP in the house. Matt Hopkins. 26 minutes and counting. Appreciate you guys waiting for me. It's like somebody told me that, they look forward to what we do on Sunday nights. And that really kind of means a lot to me when you guys tell me some shit like that. Neomustangs at hotmail.com. That's the official email that you guys can send me build stuff. If you got a question you want to ask that you didn't catch on live stream, that's where we can be contacted at. And I always I put somebody's SN95 up the other week. That was fire. I always try my best to get as much out for the folks that are part of the channel that's been on this journey with me this whole time. So yeah. Scope creep is real. The cluster truck for sure. I am the king of while I'm here. Yes. While I'm here. So that's where legitimately get your shit out the jack stands really came from. It's like, why wait? And I made that short a couple of days ago about cylinder heads. And I'm going to be honest with you. Cylinder heads are, you go with what you can afford. We talked about it in that short. What actually happened is, you know, these shorts get made from like AI or something like that. And when we talk about something indirectly, you know, it'll cut it out, and I'll be able to put some good information out there for folks. But, you know, the whole point of that whole short was that if you can afford a set of aluminum heads, you know, Chick-fil-A 227s are probably some of the best out there on the market. Some good heads out there. But I mean, we're talking inline, we're talking, you know, on the shelf, readily available pretty much right now. But you got to put some GT40 heads on, put some GT40 heads on. You got to put some stock heads on, put some stock heads on. Let's not get into the scope creep. While I'm here, I'm going to wait for cylinder heads. Okay. You're going to win like $3,000 lottery? You better go out there and start a newspaper route or some shit. I mean, what you waiting on? Time's ticking. What are we, May? Well, hell, in Ohio, when you start seeing good weather, I know in the South, they're in 80s and 90s by now. They're frying down there. You're already behind. Like I'm telling you, how many times you sit there in your damn garage and stare at your car and say, man, I got to wait for this, or I got to wait for this money. I got to wait for this paycheck. And you're right. You got to balance life, family, money, time. Jesse Workman just sent me a message. Big thanks. Big shout to him, bro. Hell yes. He's out there right now. I said, what you doing? He sent me a bunch of pictures. He's doing some shocks and some struts. He's out there making that happen. He's like, I finally got the time to do it. Budgeted the time like you talk about on the stream. That's what we do, man. That's what we do. What's up, Matt Wright? Bucket list mob. Great is the enemy of good enough. Send as is. I like that. Great is the enemy of good enough. What's up, Sean? Good to see you, brother. Hey, Neo, new to the channel. Your content right in my wheelhouse. Curious as to what the width and backspacing on the RC Comp B locks you run on the white car. So I want to say that's 6.5. They're 10-inch, but I think they're 6.5 if I remember correctly. Currently looking at houses in North Carolina. Michigan is getting left behind. Good for you. Get the hell out of the north. Not you in general, but this weather sucks. It's supposed to rain the next 6 days in a row. It's ridiculous. I'm not going to complain about Ohio weather. It is what it is. You know, we don't have like tornadoes and hurricanes, but we get snow and shitty rain all the time. Absolutely 100%. Sitting here waiting for my stick shift friend to help my wiring. Bro, we don't touch no GMs around here, bro. Maybe we do. What's going on, Jeff? It's good to see you. One of our stick shift banging friends out there in PA. KP, do you know how to budget properly? You can keep it up within the scope and not creep up on it, even though you think you're going over budget. Yeah. So, I mean, you have a scope of where you want to be at. I want to make this much horsepower. I want to do this. I want to go, my car's got to go this fast. It's got to look like this. And then you creep on it. Scope creep. You say, hey, while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and do this. You know, that's just not the way it's intended. Get your shit off the jack stands, get the car running, and enjoy it. It's what we did with the white car. We eliminated scope creep. You know, we were going to take all them parts and put, you know, different cylinder heads on it. And we were going to actually put this trick flow intake on it. And, you know, the better of the, cylinder heads are sitting on my 393 behind me going in my black car. They should be on the white car. Not necessarily. Not yet. I ain't taking that shit apart. I'm 47 years old. I ain't got time. That car run good. We're going to get a couple of the little gremlins out of it. We're going to go out there and stick shift racing until it either blows up or it's the end of the season. One or the other. Something going to happen. We might F around and actually win a couple of races. Maybe not. I ain't there to be the fastest car. I'm there to have fun. I'm there to represent, the stick shift community and represent the people that represent us, including you. So love me some Sunday chat, though. Love me some Sunday chat. How's that internet today, buddy? Look. So what we did, and I'll even show y'all. It's kind of ridiculous. I think I can take this little camera thing off. So bear with me. Yeah. So my port was broken. See it? I even got duct tape on it. The duct tape fixed everything. So what I have to do is run internet through this little jobber here, right? So what was actually happening this whole time is my internet, like I would bump the table or talk or whatever. I would bump the table, and like for years, I'm thinking to myself, like I have a shitty signal here in the garage, and I should be on Wi-Fi, but we don't have the router out here. I have like this line, and it would bump the damn laptop, and that's what would send the internet to its doom. So we bought this little apparatus here. I never knew you could do internet through a USB. That's news to me. It is what it is. Street testing tomorrow. Hell yeah, let's go, baby. So we put up George's car recently on Facebook on him doing some pulls on the dyno. Mac valves, 2-step scramble. Just get the car running and send it out here. Have some fun with it. Yo, what up, Nick? Good to see you. Broke a tool in the house. Yeah, so I don't even mess with that Wi-Fi, especially out here in the garage. It's just too sketchy. It's just too much metal and shit covering everything. So I have to hardwire it. But we're not going to have any more internet connections anymore. Any issues? I hope not. Unless it like truly goes out or whatever. But let's talk about one light goes out, they all go out. So I'm having an issue on the white card. It's the second thing. I think we figured out the actual brake scenario. We're going to fix it tomorrow. One light goes out, they all go out. It's just ridiculous. Like I had a splitter on my Holley Terminator X wire come out. Like who finds that? Me, right? Like, oh, there's a wire here. Basically what's going on with my Holley, the second problem that we're having with the white cars, I can't live data log. When I go to sync the actual Holley, and I actually mentioned this before, since somebody put something in chat and I didn't get a chance to check it. So if you know what I'm talking about, basically the Holley works just fine. But when I go to sync the Holley Terminator X to the car, my little dot doesn't move. It's still stuck on 0. So like the live data logging where you go from cell to cell when you rev it up or timing changes or the spark. So if somebody's out there, old Neo needs a little bit of help, I guess I could call Holley and probably figure it out, which is probably what we're going to do later this week. But there's probably some sort of software update or something. I don't know. But I need a data log when I go to race, and I need to make sure that the car is running pretty good. I don't know. It's always, if it ain't, just like the one light goes out, they all go out with Christmas lights. Tell me how many of you guys still got the old Christmas lights, and you have to put the new bulbs in them all the time because, if one's not right, then they're all not going to work, and it doesn't make any sense. Hate it. So I did want to make a special, say something like, hey, if you know something about the Holley Terminator X that might help me, I'd appreciate it. You know what I mean? So, Neo, have you figured out what's wrong with the white car? If so, what was it? So, like we were talking about earlier, as far as the brakes were concerned, our bleeders were pointed down. We talked about that in our members chat. So we're going to fix it was a knucklehead thing. But I'll admit that stuff. Like I admit, failure, knucklehead stuff. I don't care. I don't care what anybody thinks. I mean, it's just natural to sometimes, not get it 100. That's okay. I had an issue with my Holley. They walked me through to test it, and it wound up being defective. I had no 5-volt at fuel pump signal wire from the computer itself. Not impossible that the computer has an issue. So we have multiple Terminator X's here on the channel. So we put the other Terminator X in from a brand new kit, and it did the same thing. So I don't know if that's the same thing. Do you have a manual proportioning valve with brakes on your? Yes. Yep. So the one light that goes out, that they all go out. That's why I put that on there, because the stupid little light that goes all around the cells isn't working, and I can't data log. It's pissing me off. I hate brakes. You guys, we just talked about that here. Again, if you got something you want to talk about in the channel, in the chat, I'm always here to help. What else do we have? We'll go with the racing is here for 50. Bob. So racing season has came and it is here. And we were supposed to race last weekend at Dragway 42. So big shout out to my buddy Cody Hartman for taking the W back there. It was only about 6 stick shift cars. I mean, it's a class. Stick shift is a tough class. It's like I was telling my kids earlier. I was like, you can drive an automatic. It's not all that difficult. But, stick shift cars, like, just jumping on a horse with no saddle, it's a little bit crazy. And it doesn't matter if the car makes 300 horsepower or 1,000 horsepower. It's just, you're kind of limited a little bit because transmissions, you break a lot of shit with a stick shift car if you don't have it dialed in really well. Tamer does help a lot. Garrett Leach, my good friend, has a good Tamer design that he's been selling that works really well. It takes some of the shock load off of it. Our buddy Tony has went 8s with the Tamer and with the TKX. So nonetheless, stick shift racing stuff. It's tough to get that perfect horsepower to weight ratio to where you can go out there and beat the shit out of it and have some fun and not break it all the damn time. Have you ever considered doing some TBI or carburetor content? Yes. Are you on V2 or V3? I know the ECU needs to be the same version. Yeah. We haven't really changed anything. We haven't really updated anything, but that may be something that we need to look into. I mean, the car still runs, so I'm going to, hopefully race this weekend, and probably won't be the fastest car, but that's okay. What have you found flipping pistons is worth? About 15 horsepower. I know we'll get to that with the stock block build. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but I just got my car cruising really good and clean with the new EFI. That's good. Getting shit off the jack stands. That's what we do here. That's what we do. 393. So last Saturday, we brought the 393 home from the machine shop. It is pretty much fully assembled, primed, and ready to go down in the car. One of the major issues that we had is this elbow. So we're going to be heading to Summit Racing tomorrow, and we're going to be replacing this. I guess Holly, plus this doesn't even have vacuums. So I actually have the elbow, and we're going to probably get rid of that intake that you see right there in that box. If anybody's interested in it. It did cost me quite a bit of money. I think I got about $750 or something in that, but it's a 9.5 deck 351 lower intake and elbow. But we're gonna go get a Holly low profile elbow, and we're gonna set this motor in the next day or two, do some content on it, and have some fun with it. It shouldn't take us too long to get it hooked up. Like I said, I think the tune on the 387 will run the car at least to break the motor in, and then we'll tune it up a little bit. How does a tamer work? So the way Garrett Leach's tamer works is you hit a solenoid. It's got a solenoid on it. You hit a button. I think you set it, you hit a button, and it lets the first gear out kind of smooth. It kind of rides the clutch a little bit, lets the clutch slip a little bit. Naturally with the solenoid, once that breaks contact, then it no longer works in 2, 3, and 4. So you don't have to worry about it. It's a really, really good unit. We're going to probably end up putting one in the white car and the black car eventually, but it's kind of like my 2-step. It's not active until you hit the button, make it active, but there's a little solenoid and there's like a shock rod on there that controls the dampening. And it kind of just lets the clutch out a little easy. And so it's a little more consistent. You know what I mean? You pop off the 2-step, line lock, pop, 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 run, whatever. And then it just, you see what I mean? It kind of like, that's my shitty way of saying clutch slip. But anyway, it kind of lets the clutch out a little bit slower with the dampening, and there has like little rod settings that you can, adjust how much you want it to dampen. See what I mean? There's a lot of adjustment with it, and it's a good piece. He hasn't mass produced them just yet. He's probably listening in live chat right now. He's Second Shift Racing on YouTube, and he's Garrett Leach on Facebook. So anyway, what's up, pimp? I'm getting close to turning on the CO2. Oh boy. You got a diaper handy? Wow, I should have flipped mine. Yeah. I'm ready to hear that 393. Hell yes. I'm ready to put it in. I would have got it in this weekend, like I said, but we were in church this morning, and it's Mother's Day, and I spent most of the day with my mom and my family. and getting stuff done over here at the shop. We spent most of Friday when we had time messing with the brakes on the white car because I want to get back to racing a little bit and do a little bit of racing content with you guys. The Holly one, you need that point kind of down. I bought mine from Justin, works perfectly. How much horsepower can 387 naturally aspirated engine produce? It depends on the camshaft and the cylinder heads, but probably 450 to the wheels. But yeah, that's the 393. We're pretty much ready. I just need to put the motor mounts and stuff's in the black car. You guys seen it in the video if you watched it. We'll throw the bumper on, take a couple hours, drop the motor in, set it up, put it up on the lift. That's why I got to get the white car off the lift. I mean, it runs perfectly fine. It's probably going to be just fine, but I want to finish the brakes, get the wheels on it, and get it back in the trailer. Get it out of the way so we can get the black car on there this week. Couple of videos, have some fun with it. But how many of you guys, let's do a garage check. How many of you guys are in the garage right now listening to me and you're working on your car? Because y'all know I expect that. If one person's in the garage that wouldn't normally be in the garage right now working on their shit, where you at? That means a lot when you guys are watching me and working on your cars. Because then it means we're making progress. We're making progress together. Having some fun, enjoying the evening. Love it. I want to hear the 393 chop some trees. It's going to definitely chop some trees. I don't, my tune, or Dave was just like, I don't think you're ready for this camshaft. I'm like, stop it. What's up for Fox Church family? Appreciate you, Harold, stopping in. Good evening, Clifton. Good to see you. Hello, everyone. Want to make sure everybody's doing good. Yeah. Excuse me. I bought a power steering pump rated at 1200 PSI hydro boost. Made pressure tune return ports, hydro burst. Hell yeah. Just came in 10 minutes ago working on the truck. That's what I'm talking about. Get your shit off the jack stands. Everybody. We're gonna have two cars here in the next couple of weeks. Like we plan on getting the black car running by the end of the week. I ain't gonna lie to you. We're gonna make a push on it. Like we got a race Friday night, but we're gonna make a push on it. I mean, we may not fire it up, but like we got a stick shift event Friday. We probably won't do the Saturday one, depending on how we do Friday. And Sunday's the goal, where I can kind of, tidy some stuff up with the exhaust and maybe give it a fire on it. Maybe next Sunday we'll be hearing the car run. I don't know. It's already in time. It's already got oil primed. It's ready to fire, baby. It's just itching. Taking the evening off. Pistons are coming in tomorrow. Working on my daughter's Fusion right now with a CV axle. Oof. Don't forget those clips. What do you think about 557 460? I'm 60 years old. I'm building my street racing truck. That sounds killer, bro. That sounds killer. 460. I love it. That's one of the engines that I always wanted to do. Big old big block Ford. I guess if I was to do one now, I mean, I kind of went from wanting to do the 460 more or less to doing like the Cleveland motor. Like if I was to do, isn't the Cleveland's still a small block? Is that a big block? To be debated. I live in the garage. My wife bought me a shirt that says I'll be in the garage. How you gonna say? Yeah, that was 100%. That's the type of shirt I would actually wear all the time. That's 100% the truth. That'll be a rowdy big block. Yes. That's what I thought. I thought Cleveland's were considered like a big block. I think if I was to do some big block content, that's where we would go. I was talking to Brutal about that about a Sunday ago or so. And we were talking about an engine for the truck. And I'm like, we got those cleaver heads over there, putting them on a Windsor. It's just losing Dave half the month for God only knows how long. That kind of put a dampener not only on the stock bottom end 351 turbo build that we wanted to do, but the cleaver motor. But we're still going to want to do the cleaver motor, though. We lost a couple 351 blocks recently to some cracks, if you remember that. Now I got to go back to the junkyard and find some good cores. It's ridiculous. I did have somebody send me a message in Facebook, and I thought this was the coolest shit ever. Found a 351 Windsor, 96 or something. Was it Matt Koenig? Is that right? I think he's on here. Yeah, he found a 351 Windsor and he got it for $275 delivered. So guys, the deals are out there. If you're a 351 content type of guy, Windsor, whatever, Matt over on, Facebook, he's here, he's the same guy here on YouTube. He, the deals are out there. You gotta scan for them. Got to find them. Remember Ford has engine family. Chevy coined the small block, big block based on how much sandbags needed in the casting. Huh. I did not know that. I could go for some Cleveland heads and make a cleaver. So we got the 71 service replacements over there. It's already got the water jackets in it. It's pretty awesome. Not technically mine, but I'm pretty sure I could use them. What's up, brother? I'm getting that garage time today, too. Can't wait to hear you fire that bad boy up. Hell yeah. I can't wait to get out on the street again. Like, that's the whole point of getting your shit out the jack stands. And that's the whole point of, you getting me kind of calling you out in the garage. I mean, if you're out in the garage doing some work, listening to my ass on the Sunday, that's humbling. I appreciate y'all. That means I'm doing something. That's true influence right there. Like, all right, you're going to listen to this guy ramble for like an hour. And then we're going to go over here and wrench on some shit. I love it. What y'all wrenching on anyways? If you're in the garage, you might as well tell me what you're doing. What y'all doing? You just sitting here listening to me ramble? I got a 72 351 Windsor with a standard bore still. Oof. What do you think of brutal? Okay. You're going to that way in the future. So I actually knew what he was doing, and he called me and confided in me, like, listen, like, don't tell anybody, but I'm thinking about putting buying a new Mustang. And I'm just like, I mean, he's got a truck on there. I love the old truck stuff. I think it's a dent side. We want to do an old truck as well. We've been talking about that for a long time. Grand National, we thought about doing. Yeah. When he told me, it makes sense. Because he wants to, it wasn't the fact that he had too many fox bodies outside of the fact he had too many fox bodies. So he was just like, well, I want to put something different on the content. And I'm just like, all right, well, he's like, what do you think about this car? And he showed me the color. I guess it's called Iconic Silver. I love it. Like, titanium frost is one of my favorite colors, without a doubt. I don't know what your guys' favorite colors, factory colors are in the chat. You can go ahead and throw them up, but I'm big on the titanium frost. I wish my white car was titanium frost, or my black car. Yeah, I don't know. I like my blacked out black car for sure. I didn't really want to end up like that, but it did. It is what it is. But I love the fact that he went with it was an S550. I thought it was 650. What year was it? S650. But I love the fact, he made a very good point to me. And I looked at him and I said the same thing when we were talking over in our live chat. If we were to stop doing YouTube tomorrow, would we drive our Mustangs, or would we work on our Mustangs as much as we do? So he had an epiphany. He's just like, listen, I want to get an automatic car that I can put my kids in, that doesn't have a cage in it, that it's got good cold AC, that I could put some power to. And some of the things, it's something to be said about the new car, because the Yodi's a bad bitch. Y'all already know that. And you could put a Whipple on the top of that motor, or the way it sits, and that car makes 700, 800, 900 horsepower. I mean, it ain't going to run 8s, but I mean, it's going to be fast. And the nice thing, it's got a 10R80 in it. 10R80s are badass transmission. Well, 6R80s are good too, but it's a badass transmission. He's going to have a lot of fun with it. So, I look forward to seeing a lot of good normalized content with, he wants to be able to drive with his family. He wants to kind of change it up a little bit. I like it. Spice to a channel. You have more than one car. I mean, all these car channels have more than one car to the channel. I'm just so far behind on the ones that I got going on. I keep changing shit. There's what scope creep. Keep talking about while I'm here. Might as well wait for that. I am dealing with scope creep terribly on the coupe right now. Like, I'm waiting on, well, now that I got the calipers, I got to send them out. I mean, I got to do the brake system next. because we did the suspension, right? Got an axle over here that needs to be put together. I'm going to do brakes, axle, finish the front suspension in it, and then I'll worry about, messing with the driveline. So it's all, you got to put everything in perspective. I'm only one guy. I got a lot of things going on outside of just YouTube, with my family and my business. You got to budget it. I try to teach that to you guys. You have watch me fail and you can learn from me. If I can help somebody, I can help somebody. I love it. Yeah, 650 is 23. You're right. New Mustangs are nice and fast, just expensive to modify. You're correct. Do the caddy brakes. We're going to get there. Let's get this 393 in first and have to worry about stopping. So we are still going to go to the track with the black car, all motor 393. We're not going to be the fastest car on the track, but that car, it's perfect. It's my street car. We put some slicks on it, change a couple shock settings, and send it. I also thinking about putting the coilover in stock location on the black car. So there's going to be a lot of cool content that's a little bit different than what we've done with the white car. I'm looking really forward to. I wanted to do the Cobra Terminator bumper. We're going to have to make our own. I'm gonna address that in another video, but if you ever thought about putting the 0304 Cobra style bumper on a Foxbody, you're going to have to make it yourself. The one that I have, I could cut it and fit it maybe, and then it's going to look like shit. So what we're going to end up doing is a buddy of ours here on the channel, Frank 3 Stangs, I think it is. There's a couple people that made their bumper. I do want to put an 0304 Cobra Terminator bumper on the front of my black car. I think it'll look really cool. But we're going to have to make it, like I said. We're going to have to take an old OE one or a replacement. We're going to have to chop it and mold it into the GT bumper that I have with it that we had in the other video. So, we got door handles, weather stripping. We got, we're going to use some 2K clear on some of the clear coat with the black car. We're switching the rear suspension so I can adjust the height with coilover and stock location. I think we're going to do the Stiflers one. I don't think I've showed you this. I showed it at they had it at PRI, but they have a stock location coilover deal that they're coming out with this year, and I'm supposed to get one of the prototypes. So that's something that we're going to be doing with the Cadillac brakes, and that's why I got like 3 proportioning valves here, and 2 of them were stripped out. It was ridiculous. But handling in the house, appreciate you stopping in, brother. Where you at? Doing top secret stick shift shit tonight. Uh-oh. You got that car out of the trailer? Tuxedo black. Ebony black was mine behind me. I love that color. I believe Neo has no issue with the anti-roll bar on the street. No issues. Let me answer his question. Caleb, I'm sorry. Do you run anti-roll bar on the street in either of those cars? Yes. Any drawbacks to ARB? No. It actually keeps the car pretty level. It's the roll. Super Dave in the house. Yes, he is. Does anyone still use Anderson PMS controller setups? Man, that's old school. That's old school right there. That is old school. Good stuff, though. Bama in the house. Good to see you. Jesse Workman. The Fox will prevail. So anyways, that's what we got coming up. This week, obviously, we're going to be putting an engine in, fixing we're not going to do any more content with the brakes. I'm tired of messing with those brakes. I hate brakes. That got to be one of the worst things when you can't, figure out the stupid brakes. It's just like wiring, brakes and wiring, like just trying to find, like I had no idea that my splitter on my Terminator harness, like nobody messes with that. That's all mounted, like and tucked. How did a wire come out of the Terminator X splitter? Doesn't make any sense. Whatever. We'll get through this, guys. We'll get through it. One dumb gremlin at a time. Miss Midnight Maverick can't catch didn't catch exactly, but I think they had put a stick shift in like you use. Yes. Tess and Tony are very good friends of ours on the channel, and they both used the TKX, the Tremec TKX. And I'm pretty sure she's got it in Trash Panda, and they got it in Cracker, of course. So working on car suspension. Let me go back. It's just a luxury. Picked up a new project. Wiring and brakes are the majors. Yes. So outside of that, the 393 going in this week, racing starting this week. the one thing that I did want to talk about was the stock block that you see down here. We're going to be doing when I talk about on the channel, do with what makes sense to you and what you can afford. We're going to do 2 engine builds this year. One of them is for Cousin Paul and Sandy's blue Mustang, and it's going to be a 302 stock bottom end build. And a lot of you guys follow that stuff here on the channel that we've done over the years. A lot of my audience is with the 351 and the 302 and engine builds and what we've done here. Yeah, we're pretty lucky to be next to a machine shop that we're partnered with, but nonetheless, we're going to be flipping pistons again. We're going to be doing pretty much the way it sits right now. The block that we actually used had a bunch of etching in it that we don't want to put cylinder, like we don't want to put rings in it. So I came up with this concept. We're going to build a stock bottom end 302, no machine work, no machine shop. And I think some of you guys will relate to that build. As long as the cam bearings look good, the freeze plugs look good, honestly, we're just going to clean it up. We're going to dingleberry hone it, ball hone it, just like we did with the 387. And we're just going to put the shit together. A lot of you guys here in the channel don't have access to machine shop. And I know that's something that's been weighing on my heart to be like, listen, Neo, these guys don't have that. So let's bring some content to the channel that these guys can relate to. Let's build, Cousin Paul's and Sandy's new engine like we would do old school. You know what I mean? And I just want you guys to stay, to know that regardless, if we're building 1,000 horsepower 351 or 1,000 horsepower, we're not going to do any machine work, like meaning that, that hasn't already been done to it. And I think that's a really good idea. We're going to rings, bearings, cam bearings, as long as they're good, we're just going to reuse them, put a different camshaft in them, lifters, whatever. Was the engine going to run? Hell yeah, it's going to run. We're going to put it together. It's going to be content that you guys can relate to here on the channel. I tell you, when you go to a junkyard, you'd be doing yourself a disservice if you see a GT40 motor sitting in an Explorer just sitting there and you can't buy the whole thing. You can get that thing for $500, $400 and it runs. You can skip all that and have some, and just be able to deal with it. Just put it in the car if you need it for another day, or just use the short block. But the other engine build that we're going to do, and it's going to be not waiting on machine work, because that's what we were worried about with the 393. But, Dave knocked that out in like 7 days. So it was a big thank you for him knocking that 393 out, because he literally took a broken block, or not, a shavings, that was a 387. So it had a bunch of shavings in it. It was all tore up from the floor up. So he washed it, cleaned it, machined it, did everything perfect in less than like 6 days. It's crazy. So the other block that I think I want to try to do is I think I want to bring back the 387 just to build it. No machine work. So what I've learned with the 380, a lot of folks don't, if they want to build a 387, these are the things you got to do. Now, as far as the balancing is concerned, the best I can do for the community is just tell them where we drilled the crankshaft. And yeah, and where I drilled the balancer, and it'll get you close. I don't know. But that's where I want to be, like, as far as engine builds are concerned. I want to, we do the machine shop stuff, the expensive stuff. We're going to have a couple of really good motors in the black and white car, be able to do a bunch of really cool videos with suspension and street racing and, making some horsepower here and there and stick shift racing. But, I'm going to get real with y'all a little bit for those that don't have access to that and, want to work on stuff on a budget. We're going to, no machine work. This is what it is. We're going to clean the stuff up and, put it back together. I think that's pretty cool. What you guys think? Let me back up here. I had an issue with stopping after HCI set up an 0304 Cobra brakes booster. That's why I went to hydro. That's our next move. Putting manual brakes on was my next move. Probably didn't need the hydro. Just hope it doesn't affect my Terminator X tune. The stock block is strong. You're right. Would you support buying a 351 Ford truck building? Yes, of course. Like support, what do you mean? I think it would be a good idea. Ed Palmer, good to see you, brother. Finally getting a T5 swap on my vert in a few weeks, then an Anderson camshaft. What Anderson camshaft do you plan on putting? Speaking of which, what do I have here? So that's the B451. I don't think I have one here. We're going to do an Anderson N41 camshaft on one of these live streams in the next few weeks. What do you guys think about that? Kind of maybe more towards Memorial Day. Yeah, I'm big on Memorial Day. I'm big on Veterans Day. I want to thank everybody for their service that has serviced, and families, because people forget that. The sacrifice is real, and I want to thank everybody who has served their countries and their families. I always do that, just in advance. I think maybe we'll give away. It's kind of funny. He mentioned something about the Anderson cam, and I had said this before, so we're going to give away an Anderson camshaft on the 25th of May. That's the day before Memorial Day. Is that right? Isn't the Memorial Day 26th or 28th? I can't remember. We'll give it away that weekend. We've been talking about that for a while. How much URPM you planning on running the 393? 7,000. Chop sounds so good. Power band feels great. Hell yeah. Anderson is my top off the shelf cam choice. You're right. It's a good camshaft. So we're going to be doing great content on that. Phil, be careful. Don't go in too deep with the rabbit hole. Yes. What'd he say? Hey, Dan, new to the channel. This is a compliment. You're the biggest reason my car is not off the jack stands yet. Watching your programs is a good thing. I've made a lot of good changes. Thank you. Thank you, Phil. It means a lot to me, man. I appreciate that. That's the type of stuff I like to see. One person, if I can change one person's life, I've done my job. I really appreciate that, Phil. Thank you so much. That made my day. That made my day, for real. Thank you. All you guys. I finally got off the jack stands. Vortec after the fully forged, zero balance. Ooh, good balance. Got a tune, getting close to full break-in miles. This is an animal. Yeah, you got to be careful, man. You can make 400 or 500, 600 horsepower in these fox bodies, get squirrely, hit a ditch. Don't do that. Be careful. We talk about making this horsepower all the time, and I just made a short about it last week and had 100,000 views on it. And Facebook. It's kind of crazy how many views I actually get on Facebook versus YouTube. We'll have more followers on Facebook by the end of the year than we would do YouTube. I mean, YouTube always makes the most money. I mean, it's ramen noodle money. It's ridiculous. Like literally, it's ridiculous. You'd be lucky to pay a light bill with it. But the point of the matter is, I don't do this for the money. I do this for because I enjoy it. It's a passion. And if I can help somebody, if I can influence somebody to do the right thing, get the shit done and doing my job. But anyway, I love hearing stories like that, boys. Wife's cars needs that N41. Neo, can you add weight to the opposite side of the balancer flywheel so you don't have to drill the balancer? So when we did the 387's original balance, there was no counterweight where we could take weight out or put weight in. And we were needing to take weight out and we couldn't. So that's why we went through the balancer. So what I'm going to do, if I do the 387, which will be later in the year after we get Cousin Paul's little stock block done, we're going to find a 351 Windsor block that has a good bore, and we're going to do a no machine shop 387 build based off of what we already know. I think that would be cool. I got a set of Trick Flow 170s over here I can slap on it, and we can put it in a car or just leave it alone. Might be something that I might even donate to the channel. I don't know. That would be a cool Christmas gift. Build a 387 no machine shop. Don't expect perfect. Yeah, I'm sure it'll run just fine. But if I use the same exact balancer that I used and I drill in the same exact spot, I take that back. I'm going to have to take the crankshaft to Dave, and he's going to have to drill it. I'm not going to drill it here and mess it all up. So you can't really count that. The balance is already done. I just don't want to mess with that. You know what I mean? He'll know exactly how much needs to come out of it. So no machine shop, 99%. Notch the pistons, notch the block, grind the block, hone the block, put that shit together. Send it. Love it. Shelby County. Hoping to get my engine back this week from the machine shop, then time to bolt on some supercharger and get it dropped in. Let's go. That's what we're doing, baby. That's what we're doing today. But, yeah, I think that would be really cool. I think the stock block flip pistons, I'm going to work on it this week. I'm going to bring the video back where we did the flip pistons. You guys remember the flip pistons that we did with the dad's motor? I'm going to bring it back and I'm going to edit it a little bit because it shows from the beginning literally to the end. It's like 20 minutes or so. I want to put that on Facebook too, but we're going to bring back one of our flip piston videos and, in retrospect to what we plan on doing with Cousin Paul's motor. And we're just going to call it budget 400 horsepower, 302 crank horsepower. It should be close to that if you put a good heads cam intake on it, but yeah. I'm already too deep in rabbit hole. You will have not practical turbo 427. So there is a 427 over if anybody who's interested in an engine. I got to go pick up David Willis's motor because I think he's coming this weekend to pick it up. So I don't know. He's probably in chat right now. So get with me later this week if you didn't already, Dave, so I can make sure I have the block ready at the no prep race. I got to go there anyways. So I know he wants to go check out some racing this weekend when he comes up to pick up the engine. But there is a 427 for sale. If anybody, I mean, it's deep pocket type money, shaft roller system, monster solid cam. It's probably it's a $25,000 motor. I know it's a lot of money. We're kind of a budget channel or whatever, but I just wanted to put it out there that there is a ready to run 427 sitting at our machine shop. Basically a customer threw all the nuts and bolts at it that it needed to have and it just lost interest. So Dave's trying to recoup some of his money from the build. And, I thought about buying it somehow and just leaving it on the stand, but that's a bad motor right there, boy. It's built for boost too. It's like 10 to 1, 9.5 to 1, 10 to 1. So that's built to make 20 or 30 pounds. So just putting that feeler out there. American Gearhead, man, I appreciate the $50 super chat. And we'll put that towards the brake system on my white car, or we'll put that towards something on the black car this week. I appreciate you, man. Getting these old Flowmaster 40s ready to weld on my project in my shop while I'm listening to you, bro. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, donating to the channel and telling us what you do. You know what I mean? I love it. I love the fact that you're out there you're just wrenching away. And, that means a lot to me, when you guys tell me that stuff. So appreciate you, man. Bama, most slapped an E303 cam and an Explorer 3-bar engine. Seems to run pretty well. Hell yes. That's going to run well. It's got GT40 heads on it. Listen, the Explorer motor is probably one of the best junkyard digs that you can get. If you go to a junkyard and you see a 5.0 Explorer, get the whole damn motor. And let me tell you why. You get the GT40 intake. You get the 3 or 4 bar cylinder heads, which the 4 bar has more velocity than the 3 bar, but the 3 bar doesn't have the plug angle problem. Whatever. That short block is very similar, if not identical, to a 93 Cobra and 93 and up Mustang, 93, 94, 95. It's got hyper-eutectic aluminum pistons in it. It's got updated rods. It's got updated crankshaft. I mean, I don't say updated like it's a big deal, but that motor is no different than what's in your foxbody for the most part. And I got a buddy that's put 15 pounds on that and still runs it around. The point of the matter is, get the whole motor. There's a cam sync on that. If you ever do a budget style, you can do a kind of a cheaper style coil on plug. Guys, if there's one upgrade that you can give your motor when you start doing 351 and you start doing stroker builds and stuff, put a cam sync in it. Put a crank trigger on it and run that shit coil on plug. We haven't got there yet. We got it all sitting in the box here. The point of the matter is, Explorer blocks have a cam sync that you can use, and you're already ahead of the game. I mean, if you can get that motor for $300, $400, $500 and it runs good, put it in the corner, leave it there. One of the best junkyard digs you're going to ever find. 100%. 351 Windsor, 94 to 97. Explorer motor, 96 to 01. Get them. They're in the junkyard. Get the whole damn motor. Even if they're broken. You can take all that. We did it on the channel. You can take all your accessories from your 302 and put it right on the Explorer motor. No big deal. We did it right here. We did a video on it. Has anyone in this chat used Ford Z-Cam? We have one over on the shelf, but it's kind of tore up. I don't know how good it is. Super Dave, man, I appreciate the $20 super chat. Keep up the good work, man. My jack stands need a break from my car. Yeah, sounds like you got more than a Mustang over there that you're working on. I guess with some of your family's car, but family come first, Dave. You got to get their car. You got a CV axle or something. I mean, family come first. It is what it is. This is what I talk about. It's one of the things you have to budget in life. It's like there's always something. It's always going to be something. You're never going to get it 100, folks. It's always going to be something. That's why if you get the opportunity to go out and work on your car or take a walk with the dog or go watch fireworks with your kids, it's all metaphor, man. It's all metaphor. Spend the time, don't spend so much time making a living versus living in general. That makes sense? I'm struggling with that too. I struggle with everything that I talk about. That's why I talk about it. Crank trigger is a game changer. Yeah, that's where we're headed, brother. 100%. Just got in late. What's up, Push Rock Cobra? Good looking mill back there. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. My jack stands need a car. So yeah, we're gonna be. Which one do you guys want to give away this week? We don't have the Stifler banners just yet, but I'm assuming they're going to be coming in the mail soon. I think they had a couple that they were going to give me while they get some more produced. So, but I want to shout them out. I want to thank Stiflers for what they've done with the channel. I want to thank Hanlon Motorsports and Bunker Hill Fabrication. On a side note, because we're going to talk about racing again real quick. Love y'all. Appreciate you guys. These companies have invested money into me to give back to the racers. Hanlon Motorsports took the brunt. They said, we want to be we're going to be giving $400 to the winner of each stick shift event. And Bunker Hill is going to be giving, Jerry Barrett is going to be giving our $300 to the runner up. And then we're going to do a second chance race, which Stiflers, Tom Clark and Brian gave us $300 to give to that. So the nice thing is, jumping into the racing real quick. We got a race coming up this weekend. Big thanks to Tremec for being the main title sponsor on the whole deal there. We're going to be doing the points again. It's actually D-Team's got a really cool venue where we're not doing 10 races throughout the year where a bunch of them might get rained out. They're doing 5 races, but they're racing Friday and Saturday. So, they're different races, different, double buy-in, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not a continued race. It's just, they're going to race front side, no prep, one weekend or one night, and then backside on the other. So it's going to be a really cool venue. We're going to be racing Friday on the front side. So I just wanted to make a shout out to those companies that have invested their time in me to bring money to the racing, to the car genre. You know what I mean? It's a big thank you, and it means a lot to me. So Tremec, Hanlon, Bunker Hill Fab, and Stiflers. So, and D-Team for putting on the venue. That shit ain't cheap. But that's pretty much it for the racing. If you don't know what it's all about, I run a stick shift point series with Tremec. If you're out of town and like, well, it's far for me to drive, like I just said, it's a double race weekend and you can camp at all these places. So you could come in, you could spend the weekend, win some money, win some points, possibly. Maybe even win a T56 at the end of the year if you're fast enough. Calling all stick shift racers. Let's go. I'll be there. It might not be the fastest, but we're going to have some fun and talk a little shit, have a little fun. That's all that matters to me. It's a sport. Either you're fast or you're not, or you have fun or you don't. Either way. So, I gotta come back up. Gives me just enough time to run under the 2. I'll be there Friday through Sunday. Okay. That'll be cool, Dave. So we can meet up Saturday, probably be the best day to meet up. I mean, you're going to probably watch us. You can come Friday and watch us race, but Saturday we can get the engine swapped over, Dave. Maybe even, I think Dave Dahl isn't leaving until Sunday. So I'll take you over to the machine shop. We might not even need to bring the engine home. I might be able to just load it on your truck at the machine shop if Dave's there, and you'll get a chance to meet him and get to see some of the shit we got going on in the background. Stick shift is the true driver mod test. I was talking about that earlier. It's like, why, telling my kids, I was like, automatic. I mean, you put it in gear and go for the most part. Stick shift, you're, same car, you put a stick shift in the same car. It's like riding a wild horse with no saddle. You don't know what's going to happen. Where's this race Friday? It is at Coonley Motorsports Park. So I forgot to tell you guys, if you don't follow us on Facebook, a lot of the information we put out is in members chat, which is the join button on all my stuff, whatever. I mean, it's the guys in green. The guys in green in chat right here are all members of my channel, like the paid subscription. But we talk a lot in there, but the Facebook, we put out a lot of information because it's a lot easier. And it's more of a blog style post, easier pin, whatever, to put information out there. So if you haven't followed us on Neomustangs foxbody page, it's not the personal page, it's the business one. And that's where I put out all the information for stuff like this. And I actually have to create an event. I just forgot about that. Are you going to Ford Takeover this year? I'm considering flying down to see Caleb and Nakia for Saturday. So we're going to be heading back to the field this year for coaching. It's one of them things we talk about, guys. It's, I'm trying to balance my family right now, meaning that my son's we're going to Vegas in July because my son's competing on a world level for the lifting competition for teenagers. So I love him to death. I appreciate you, Mason. If you're listening, I love you. Yeah, I mean, he busts his ass every day in the gym. Long story short, we're going to be heading back to the football field in the fall. And I won't be able to make a lot of the events that I wanted to go to in like September, October. So we probably will have to come in. If we come in on Ford Takeover, it'll be like, I'll have to take the midnight flight because, there'll be a ball game that night, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. I got to catch a fly down to Tennessee. I have to be picked up or, you rent a car, probably rent a Mustang. That'd be cool. Go race it. Put that shit on, no traction control. Have some fun with it. Wild horse, pun intended. You're right. So that's what we'll try to be, because I only get a chance to see those guys once a year. And, I only get a chance to see a lot of the good members down there in the South, every so often. I'd like to return to Foxtoberfest as well, but it's the same thing applies. I would want to actually bring my car to go to Jen's event. So I really do want to return to Foxtoberfest. I had nothing but fun there. Nothing but fun. Anyways, what else we got to talk about? We talked about one light goes out, they all go out. My Holly sucks. I look for help. You know what I'm talking about. It just seems like it's always about something. Something's trying to keep me down, and I don't know what it is, but I don't give a shit. We're going to figure it out, and we're going to move forward. No, it is what it is. And we're gonna have some fun doing it. We're gonna finish the brakes out. Finally, we're gonna get the tune right, get the Holly right. I'll pull the whole damn Holly out if I have to. I'll put a carburetor on. I don't care. I said what I said. But we're gonna get it right. We together are gonna get it right, and we're gonna make it work. If you're still going to Ford Nats Carlisle, hopefully I'll run. Yes. So we'll 100% we're going to Carlisle. We're going to meet up with Handler Motorsports and our buddy Tom from Virginia. So we're going to be going on a Friday. We're actually going on a Thursday, but we're going to stay the night Thursday, and then we're going to like shop for parts and meet people on Friday. I won't be there Saturday. I got things going on that weekend. So from what I'm told, Carlisle's kind of like a Friday-ish. It's kind of like PRI. Like Friday's like the day. Yeah, it didn't make any sense to me either, but it is what it is. So I'm going to enjoy that quite a bit. Is the crank trigger worth? Yes. We should have been coil on plug years ago. If you are building an engine, you can do a budget coil on plug. Cam sync, if it's an 8.2 deck 351 motor, you can use a cam sync from an Explorer. You can buy a crank trigger and make your own brackets. You can use LS coils from the junkyard. You can do it. You can even put it on factory harness. Am I going to bring that content to the channel? Yeah, it's tough, but it's been done and it works. You can put coil on plug on factory harness. I've seen it. I had a guy, I should have posted his damn post. I don't remember who it was, but he did a budget junkyard coil on plug setup. LS coils from a LS crank trigger from, I don't even remember. I think he had to buy the crank trigger regardless, but he used the cam sync from the Explorer. He had a timing, he had a misfire, and it fixed it all. Jesse Workman, man, I appreciate the $10 super chat. Going to keep grinding on the suspension upgrade, trying to keep me from falling in the rabbit hole. Good luck with that, because you know that's scope creep right there all day. Don't fall into the scope creep. Scope creep is the intention of making you broke and wasting your time. We ain't got no time for that. It's already summer. Get your shit out the jack stand. Let's drive. Let's ride. I appreciate that, Jesse. I will be at Ford. Hell yeah. Something trying to keep me down. Great, Christopher. Thanks. I didn't even mean to do that. I didn't even know I was doing that. I thought about, so yes. When we do the coil on plug version of the white car, which Dave and I already scheduled it in June. Let's get the car off the jack stands here. Let's get it running down the track a little bit. Let's break it in a little bit. It does have a small misfire to it from the old stupid TFI. Even though that's done its job for all these years, I should have been kind of embarrassed the fact I got all this nice stuff sitting over here that I don't have on the white car. So we are going to do a lot of stuff with the black car too, with the crank trigger stuff. We're going to try to do that budget one with that, where it's LS coils, cheap. I don't know what we're going to use for a cam sync for a 351, but I think you can use the 351 Windsor one from the roller. Maybe I'm wrong. I think the 8.2, I think you have to might have to buy that. We'll get into it. We'll get into it a little bit more. So is the Explorer type of crank is what you need, or how does that work for crank trigger? What I'm asking is, can I do it with a stock Fox block? So the Explorer type of crank is what is needed. So the balancer is what actually has the wheel on it, and that's a 50 ounce. So if you have just a stock block, I want to say you can use. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say you can use the Explorer balancer. That's what we're going to get into. Naturally, I won't be able to use that balancer on the black car because it's not balanced for 50 ounce. But use the Innovators West balance for the crank setup included. West builds in the house, man. I appreciate. Hey, I got to get your banner out. That's going to go out tomorrow with the other one. I actually seen your email in the trash folder, so that's why you didn't see it this week, brother. So we'll get us out. GT40P on 86 stock block cam is worth putting 1.7 only on exhaust to keep from clashing. I would put them on both. Is it going to hit? Did you check it? Oh, so it's on the balance. Yeah, the crank trigger ring is on the balancer. It's not on the crank. So we're all the 95, 96 Broncos TFI. They might have came with a 351 Windsor. So the Broncos, the Econoline vans, and the trucks, the 5.8 roller motors. I'm pretty sure they didn't come with a crank trigger or a cam sync. But I know the Explorer one has a cam sync. So if you get an Explorer block, keep the distributor, aka the cam sync. That's important. You could use it in another day and save yourself some money. Anyways, which one are we giving away this week? Let's give away a banner. Shop swag time. Which one did we give away? Which one did we give away last week? Or we did we give away one last week with Chris? I don't think so. Without busting it open, does anybody remember what we gave away last week? Was it Tremec, McLeod, or was it Hanlon? Anybody remember? I don't think we gave away one last week. If you were here. So which ones do we have the most of? Hanlon. Ah. Was it Hanlon? Okay. We're going to give away a McLeod. I'll take that back. Since we're stick tip racing this week, I'm going to give away the Tremec one. So big thanks to Mike Kidd at Tremec and Tremec Transmission for doing what they do here on the channel with us. Thank you guys so much for the banners. Shop swag for everybody. Beat them with a stick, bro. Hashtag Tremec. We're going to get some more. Try to keep it a little bit different every week. But hashtag Tremec if you like some shop swag. Neomustangs@hotmail.com is the email if you win. So, like I said, we're going to be getting some other banners in too, and I need to make my own, but from what they're telling me, you got to make like 50 of them. And 50 of them is expensive. They're like $25 a piece. These things are like $25 a piece. They cost about $10 to ship, but I don't really care about that. That's all me. But if I had to order 50 of them, that's like $2,000. Is that right? Yeah. No, it'd be about like $1,200 for just banners. I guess it would be worth it. Whatever. I'm really serious about doing the No Machine Shop 387 for you guys that are, wanting to build it. I mean, that would be the ultimate, knowing what we already know. I mean, I could go back and reference the old video, but I might as well just reference the parts and do one part at a time. Notch the pistons, press the pistons on the actual factory pistons, whatever. I mean, we're just going to be using standard bearings. We'll just hand polish it and mic it out, make sure it's good. I mean, we wouldn't put a camshaft in it. It would just be like a rotating assembly. Just build it just to build it. Whoever bought it's going to have to put E85 on it. It's too high compression. But I've been thinking about doing it for like a year. Hell yeah. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, bro. Had 120 people in chat. Like to see 100 likes, 100 thumbs up, whatever. It helps the channel. Live streams are a little bit different than actual videos. Just so you guys know. They're only good for about 24 or 48 hours. And then they some people still watch the old stuff, but that's what I like about the new software we got with the AI is I can cut some of the cool stuff out of each of the live streams. I can cut a little bit of the cool stuff out of it and make a little short on it. So people actually get to see it on a different genre. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty cool. Check this real quick. Anyway. Let me check some of these. Set up and use pirate ship to send stuff. I heard that was pretty good. I do have some commercial accounts, but they just killed me. I like that McLeod one. I won the Tremec one from you, so I'm on this one. Yeah, I appreciate that. Let somebody else win one. I dislike the TFI distributor, but they make a sensor for the Windsor to drop a dizzy hole, but a 2-wire. Yeah, it's the one thing about the TFI in Holley Terminator X is you still get a little variance. You can change the inductive delay to make it sit tighter, but it's nothing like a crank trigger, nothing like coil on plug. And it's, it's who's to say that's not going to walk around? I don't know. I don't like the whole distributor gear thing either. I had a little bit of a fight with that. All right, here we go. And the winner is, I go down, scroll through a couple times. We're right at the top here. Down to the bottom, through the middle. Pushrod Cobra. Congratulations on the Tremec. Pushrod Cobra. Neomustangs at hotmail.com, bro. Do you actually have a pushrod in your Cobra? Or is that $94.95? Nice thing about this software with StreamYard is you can actually see the picture of his car. Pretty cool. I'll get this out tomorrow with West Builds. Yeah. And then we'll be good to go. Whoops. Where did that go? Pushrod Cobra. Congratulations. Where you at? Trying to, there you are. Okay. All right. Nice work, dude. Nice work. It's a 90, it's a 95. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Speaking of Dizzy, when is the ARP Dizzy rod needed? Always. Like you need to get rid of your, if you're building if you have the opportunity to change that oil pump drive shaft, you do it. I mean, it'll turn into a Twizzler. Like I've seen it turn into a Twizzler and ruin your motor. Neo, how you doing? Tell moms I said happy Mother's Day. And she's been blessed with a son that has such a knowledge of I mean, I appreciate you, Cedric, man. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate that a lot. Much love, brother. Much love. Thank you. I will tell her that. All right, Foxbody Parts, I appreciate you dropping in. What's the best suspension? So, but you guys got some questions. We're getting towards the end of the live stream. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me once again. It's my favorite time of the week, man. I'll tell you what. I don't necessarily want to leave, but I want to make sure that it's Mother's Day, and it's probably been a long weekend for some of you guys, and it's been a long weekend for me too. But I do want to chat a little bit longer. So if you got some questions, got for the channel, or got some questions for your car, or whatever, or just want to talk a little car shit with us for a little bit, go ahead and fire it off. Are you selling the Cleveland heads? I am not. I'll have to swap that. I have never put that in. So on new lifters installed, should I leave them in oil overnight or lube them up and drop them in and set lash? Honestly, it really doesn't matter. There's like 120,000 in a factory like pushrod, or lifter. There's like 100K variance there. So even if you don't get that lash dead nuts, it's gonna pump up and it's gonna fit where it needs to fit. You know what I mean? We run a lot of limited travels, which is only like 20,000 clearance. Solid roller obviously has none, so you could wipe some shit out with one of them. As far as we've always used the rule of thumb, dude. Leave them in oil. It's not going to hurt. They're going to pump right up anyways. It is an old, I don't know, an old garage trick, shade tree mechanic trick that, it's worked for us for years, and we pretty much do the same thing. So soak them in oil. They'll be fine. Turn into a Swizzler, especially if you're using high. That's correct. How big of a shot of nitrous can a bone stock 5.0 take? 200. I wouldn't be surprised. We've done 150, 200 on a bone stock motor. I ain't scared. I like the party. Long as the fuel mixture is right, it'll be fine. You know what? Just put 100 shot on there. I don't want nobody coming back saying you blew my shit up because you said 200 to work. I've seen it work. I know it works. I don't know how long. I'm not a nitrous guy, but we've dabbled nitrous quite a bit in the past. You can use the housing from the Explorer in the shaft from an old 3.8, and that will work for the 351. Interesting. That's good, bro. Appreciate your $10 super chat. Jesse, thank you so much again. My car is going to be down for a couple of weeks while I do all the suspension work and torque box reinforcements. That's what I'm talking about. It's making time to get it done. That's correct. That's the tough part. And we talk about that on the channel. Guys, you gotta try to budget best you can. We struggle with it too. You see us, sometimes you'll see cars not moved in the channel. I mean, it is what it is. We're busy outside of the business itself, trying to keep up with with everyday challenges. We got a lot of business with, we required like 3 new rentals, which is crazy. I never seen that coming. It's just, we're busy and you're busy. And you got to make sure that you're leaving time for your family and your loved ones. Take it from me. It's easy to get wrapped up in that. You're never going to get a 100. You're either out making money and not at home taking care, being with your family, or if you're at home being with your family, you're not out making money. Either way, you're never going to get a 100. You can't be home with your family and not making money supporting them. And you can't, if you're out making money supporting them and not home with your family, then it's kind of it just is what it is, man. Shit. It's definitely, depressing a little bit, but not really. Just got to budget it. Just got to try your best. That's all you can ask. Try your best to be the best. Even that in itself is a facade. Crack a beer in the garage, listen to Neo on a Sunday. That's a good time. You didn't give away one last week. I think I gave away a Hamlin one after Chris went off. Like I left the budgeting sucks, but she'll be running soon. That's what I'm talking about, brother. Is there any benefit to switching to a pinion yoke over a pinion flange? Yes. Strength. I would 100% do it if you have the opportunity to do it. Aluminum GT40 heads. What's an upgrade that's not too far from GT40 heads, but still has an exponential? Okay, so I think AFR has an enforcer. That's a good price. I think ProMax is not terrible. Flowtech, bro, just use what you can afford. We talk about this a lot. Use what you can afford. And the little bit, like the difference between an aluminum GT40 head and maybe an AFR, enforcer versus like a Flowtech guy, you're not going to gain a whole lot. And you're going to spend all this money to do this shit. Take that money, instead of taking your GT40 heads off, wanting to do a little bit of an upgrade, put it in something else. Maybe rockers, or put it in a camshaft. If you've already got decent stuff there, man, then put it in your suspension or your ignition system. There's ways to spend money here. And then the little bit of upgrade that you get spending all this money switching cylinder heads, unless you're going to get a really big cylinder head, like an 11R, 205 or something, depending on what motor you have. That's good, solid, advice for you. We try to chase this little bit of horror. Like, we'll spend like thousands of dollars to try to gain like 5 horsepower. It's not worth it. Take that $1,000 and put new bushings in your car, or go rebuild your axle so it doesn't fall out of the damn car next time you do a burnout. This is what it is. And this is for every car. Like, there's ways to spend money. And I'm not trying to tell you how to spend your money, but if you're just looking for like that next upgrade, like you're playing a video game, don't do it. Spend that money somewhere else. And that's real, that's real talk, brother. That's real talk. Good mix SX, good mix SN on here. Yep, that's right. I got Enforcers with small valve. Made 323 wheel with them stock bottom end. Hell yes. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. That comment, you guys do what you can afford. I tell you, we put, I enjoy both ends of the spectrum, being able to use this stuff and then, be able to put stock bottom end shit together. That's the motor with cousin Paul. That's what we're putting together. He has GT40P heads that he's already had worked. It's on the old motor. We're just going to clean them up and put them on this new motor and do a flip piston, no machine work type car. New rings, new bearings, and him and Sandy can beat the shit out of it. That car is speed density too. They don't even run on a mass air. So nice and budget and simple. Cylinder heads are the main start to a snowballed project. Yes, scope creep starts with cylinder heads. That's a good one. 185. So he says 185 Enforcers won't work with stock pistons, I believe. Okay. Trick flows will. Trick flow 170s, trick flow 190s. Put that power to the track, make the car consistent, go race, go drive, 100%. Well, see what's going to happen here. And I don't mean to use you as a reference, but you're going to take those GT40 aluminum heads off. And then you're going to create a scenario that's called scope creep. That's called rabbit hole. It's all the same thing. And you're going to get into and it's great that you did this. You did send that message. You're going to get into, while I'm here, I'm going to change this. And while I'm here, I'm going to change that. So what ends up happening is you start running out of funds that you're allotted yourself to actually, do this project. So instead of doing like the next step up cylinder head and trying to get a deal on it, now you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to need better head gaskets. I might as well put head studs on it, right? You're not just going to take the shit apart and put it back together, because that's a facade. We do that. That's exactly the whole like main point, and I'm hitting on it right here at the end of the actual live stream. It's a facade. You're going to end up spending way more money and time than you actually cared for versus like a 10 horsepower upgrade. Is it worth it? I don't know. Not really. Enjoy your car. If it runs, and it runs good, taking it apart to put 10 more horsepower on it might F it up to the point that you either need a retune or you didn't put something back together and you have to take it back apart. And I understand I like to spin wrenches too, but I mean, tell me that's not real talk. That's happened to me like 1,000 times. Oh, while I'm here, I might as well buy this head stud. Oh, while I'm here, I might as well buy a better head gasket. Oh, what's this? I need a new lifter. Exhaust ports, exhaust gaskets. Oh, my injector's stuck. Now I got to send them away to clean them. Just enjoy your car. Enjoy your car. Get it out there on the street. Get it out there in the track. Go be shit out of it. Have some fun with it. Do some burnouts, baby. Leave the engine and build the suspension and drive. 100%. We talk about that all the time. You could put wheels on the car. If your car runs pretty badass and it actually sounds pretty badass, put some wheels on the car, stance the car out, do the upgrades to the axle that I'm always telling everybody to do, subframe connectors. There's a lot of ways you can spend money. If you guys got a foxbody or any car for that matter, I don't care if it's a Camaro, I don't care what it is. If you got an engine that runs really good and makes decent power, enjoy it. You're not going to win a horsepower award tomorrow. They're not going to call you for Mecum auctions either. Just enjoy your car. Like do the subtle upgrades that don't disable it, because once you disable it, unless you got that a lot of time for that project that weekend, you're going to get right into scope creep and the shit's going to hit the fan and you're going to be like, damn it. I needed that part. Damn it, I need this part. Then you're waiting on shipping, and then you're waiting on back orders. It's a real struggle. It really is. While I'm in here, the whole car every time I touch it. 100%. With the 11R trick flow heads, would you need trick flow pistons? No. I can do one thing without 20 others. You're right. Leave the engine, build the suspension. Yeah. So that's real talk. What do you say? For the budget guys, look at the Aces TBI. They work pretty decent. Yeah. Aces has got some pretty good stuff going on. I've talked to Scott quite a bit over there at Aces. Good product. Actually, Brutal, if you guys want a real hands-on Aces review / how it worked on the car, Brutal did that on his, I think it's his Calypso has it on there. So he did the install, he did the programming and what have you on, I think, the Royal Flush, because they all run it like a cards thing. Excuse me. But anyway, we're about the end of the rope here today, this week. Guys, got a lot of work to do behind me. I got a bumper I got to put on. I got a motor I got to put together. I got a whole drive line. You're going to see this happen in 1 or 2 videos. We're going to be firing this motor up, having some good time. White car, like I said, we're going to update the brakes tomorrow, get the other caliper on, pump them up. I'm sure this has got to be the problem. We're going to get the car off the lift so we can put the black car on it, and we'll do a little bit of video on it too. So we're going to be getting caught up more on some videos. I got a race coming up Friday. We'll have a video from that. But you know, once again, I want to thank Tremick for being part of that, and Handler Motorsports, Bunker Hill Fabrication, and Stiflers for being part of our race program this year. Look forward to seeing some of my stick shift guys come up and race from out of town, specifically, you know, because there's 2 races going on. But Daniel, I appreciate the being a member for 4 months. Shelby County, 40 months. What is that, like 3 years and 4 months? That's crazy good. You become a member of the channel and check out that join button. Any of my videos, or this one, whatever, make sure you hit that like on the way out. Help grow the channel. But big thanks to these fellas tonight. American Gearhead for the $50 super chat. Super Dave for the $20 super chat. Jesse Workman for the 10 and the 10. Appreciate you, man. I see you out there working your ass off, man. Keep working hard, brother. Keep working hard. Push Rock Cobra, we'll be getting your banner in the mail tomorrow with West Builds. So I thank you guys very much for being part of the, you guys like that shop swag, and we're going to continue to do that for the rest of the year. I'll make sure I'll have the banners for you guys, so you don't worry about that. I know we could do some merch too, but then you're getting into sizes and whatever. And I think shop swag is a really kind of a cool thing. It's different and it's permanent, and it's good for advertising for the companies that take care of us here on the channel. So Adventure Super Dave, been a member for 28 months, dude. I appreciate it. You've been at the top tier too, top tier unsung hero as well. So thank you so much for that as well. Your input is very much appreciated, Dave. We talk in email too. Thank you so much. I have to check and see why my membership stopped again. It's a reoccurring, but I think unless you, I think it sends you an email to confirm instead of doing the Netflix thing or the Disney thing where you just all of a sudden you get charged and you're like, what the hell? Yeah. I'm budget, so sticking with carbs. Ain't nothing wrong with that, brother. Anyways, got a couple videos, like I said, coming up. Got a lot of work to do. Guys, I just love the fact that I can sit. Sundays are my favorite times. I love sitting here talking to you guys. I love y'all for what you guys do and what you guys do for me. And, you know, just following, just being here, we got a very audience-rich channel. We ain't going to probably see 100,000 followers, but you know what? Pretty much everybody on here follows us and watches us and make sure that, you know, and I appreciate you guys for doing so. So we wouldn't be here without you. And I just appreciate you listening to me every week, talk some car shit with some car friends. So be safe this week. Get some work done. I want to see you in the garage at least on Sunday for a little bit. We'll be seeing you next week. I love y'all. Happy birthday, Jimmer. I think they've seen that. Love the channel. Appreciate you guys. Be safe. Get some work done. We'll see you next week. Good night.